everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Code of Ethics from the APA, American Psychological Association. So, there are four things in this code that researchers have to follow when they're doing an experiment just to make sure that it's ethical. We've learned from history that we can't just let researchers do whatever. There has to be some rules in place to keep things safe for all of the participants. So the first thing is informed consent. So this just means that people participating in the study have to agree, and they have to know what it's gonna be about. Um, not like exactly, they don't have to know like your hypothesis or anything, but they have to know like what they themselves are getting into, what they're going to be exposed to, kind of that type of thing. Like if there's anything like maybe you're studying something with anxiety and you're going to tell them you're going to like they might feel anxious during the study, like, or you might tell them that they might be exposed to like flashing lights, and that could be a problem if you have like certain health condition like epilepsy or something. So you just have to like inform them of what kind of things they're going to be exposed to so that they can have enough knowledge to know whether or not they would be able to participate safely and if that's like something they're comfortable with. Yeah, so informed consent is super important, but children cannot give consent. It has to be from their parents, and also animals cannot give consent. So that's something to keep in mind. Secondly, protect participants from greater than normal harm or discomfort. And this is kind of worded weird, but it basically means that you can't like have these participants in harm or discomfort that is more than their usual, like their day to day. Um, so like if you make them like a little bit stressed or something, like that's kind of if it's like a day to day kind of stress, that's okay. But like you shouldn't be doing like really cruel things like faking a phone call like that their loved one died or something. That's like not ethical, and that's just like not a normal like harm or discomfort. And yeah, just in general, like people shouldn't be leaving the study with like any trauma or PTSD or like anything um like that. So you just want to keep the participants safe, kind of like the ordinary day type of thing, so it shouldn't be anything crazy. um the third one is confidentiality, and that's just making sure that you don't share out any of that information you collect, anything like their health records or anything. Yeah, that's all like private information, so you gotta keep it confidential. All that information you're gathering about your participants. And lastly, you have to fully debrief your participants after the study. So this is actually very important. Like you, because you are allowed to lie about what your study is about, like what you are researching, and sometimes you actually have to. But after the study is over, you must tell the participants what you were actually studying. You know, clear up any deceptions. Um, and even if there weren't any deceptions, like just tell them like what you were researching, your hypothesis, you know, what the variables were and everything. Just you gotta tell them, um, so they know. Because if you don't tell them, like yeah, that could be bad. um, yeah, so because they could like if they if you lied to them and then they like leave believing what you told them, that could actually be very bad. So that is important step for all research. Just gotta clue them into what was actually going on. And one reason why you might be wondering, like, why do you need to lie to your participants? Well, sometimes it will change the way they behave if you tell them the truth. For example, if you're trying to study how helpful people are and you tell them that, they're probably not going to be their, normal amount of like not really helpful. They're probably going to try and be more helpful, which is going to mess up your data. So instead of telling them you're researching how to be helpful or like how helpful people are, you could tell them like, oh, I'm researching how people problem solve, type of thing. So this is different than that informed consent, because informed consent is like what they are going to be doing and what kinds of things they're going to experience during it. This debrief thing and like being able to lie to them, that's more on like what you're using, like what you're using the research for, what you are researching, um, that type of thing, like your hypothesis and stuff.